I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah, I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm.
Recorded live from the Engine Room in Broad Ripple, this is the Voices of Indy livestream hosted by Josh Gillespie. Voices of Indy is a show dedicated to giving you the opportunity to know the musical, visual, and theatrical arts of Indianapolis, Indiana. This week's guest is hip-hop artist Reckless Rhymacide. He is a 2019 Midwest Leak Award nominee, and he performed at the Slamology Music Festival in 2022 and Fountain Square Creative Arts Festival also in 2022. And today's episode is sponsored by Indianapolis Independent Entertainment. IIE's goal is to help grow local DIY artists, freelancers, and businesses within the Indianapolis community and generate more paying creative opportunities. Their mission is simple: to establish a network of creatives who excel in areas of need and connecting them with other network members. This way they can help to expand the local art and music scenes. IIE believes that by eliminating some of the intimidating barriers within the entertainment industry, more opportunities will be produced for local freelancers and businesses. This will help Indianapolis become the place to go for art and music in the Midwest. If you are interested in learning more, go to their website at www.indyent.com. That's INDYINDIEENT.com and fill out a free application to discuss how you and IIE can redefine making it together. And like I said, my guest this week is the one, the only, Reckless Rhymacide. Sir, welcome to the show. Thank you for being on it.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, Josh.
You're welcome. And I always start off every show the same way. So,
Okay.
For those who may not know about my guest, I follow you on Instagram. I feel like you are one of the biggest promoters out there. If there's one person that you definitely need to be checking out, it is Reckless Rhymacide.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. You hustle. You hustle with the best of them.
I do, man.
You do. So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. Who is Reckless Rhymacide, and how did you get into the game?
So, Reckless Rhymacide is, first and foremost, I'm a hell of a rapper. So I've been rapping for the majority of my life. I came up, not the early days, but the early 80s, and I went through the hip-hop culture, as far as, like, getting boxes out of trash cans. And
no way.
Yeah, man, we used to break dance against other neighborhoods and stuff, and then my brother was originally like a drummer. I don't know if he told you. Josh had my brother.
He did not.
No, yeah. So he was a drummer in school, man, and so he was always like the beatboxer, and then
he did talk about.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Dude could beatbox.
So yeah. So I was the MC, man, and on the back of the school bus, man, we was always battling, man, and so hip hop was always friendly and competitive, And that's pretty much what we did, man. Like I said, we used to walk we grew up off of like 21st to Arlington, man. We used to walk to like 38th and Arlington to the record stores to get vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Which is funny because you can still get vinyl now these days.
Well, it's a little more expensive
It is
then.
way more expensive.
Man, I can get a 12-inch for like $7, Now that same 12-inch might be $50, just depends on who it is.
It's so true.
So, yeah, man, so... that's pretty much how I started, man, with it. And like I said, me and my brother together initially, me and Loke Rhymacide were initially a crew called Reckless Rhymacide. So I was Crazy K and he was Loke. Mm-hmm. And then I had took a little break for a few years just to do family stuff. And Loke kept going, so he became Loke Rhymacide. And then about 4 years ago, I just woke up, was like, man, let me give it one more good go. And I've been going strong ever since, man.
So tell me, who have been your influences? I think that's, again, a lot of these are kind of standard questions.
Oh, that's fine,
I
man.
love knowing what it is that really kind of gets at the heart of what got you into rap and hip hop.
For me was was a lot of old school. Obviously, this was New York mostly. LL Cool J, Dana Dane, UTFO, Roxanne Shante, like a lot of just like older hip hop acts, Kool Moe D, and then the West Coast started coming in with Too Short, and obviously, I'm an NWA fan.
Oh, how can you not be? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, so I just take my life experiences, mainly my life experiences, but also the experiences of just what I seen in other
Hmm.
people's life, man, and I talk about that. And my music has definitely evolved because I've gotten older and my life experiences are different now. So I find myself trying to reach back and help some of the younger guys that may be going through now some of the things that I went through before. So
Hmm. How do you do that? I mean, do you actively like take people under your wing and help them, kind of guide them along the way so that they don't make same mistakes?
right. Well, first of all, I speak the language. And
Hmm.
that's easy. So they look at me as I always make it's a long standing joke is that depending on where you know me from, because some people call me like a corporate thug, because I,
No
yeah,
way.
man, because I've always had fairly decent jobs,
Hmm.
but I could speak with people from all walks of life and all backgrounds. Like, so I grew up in a hood, but I went to college too. So
Mm.
and so a lot of the younger guys, they can relate to my story, and then they ask me like what I did to make some changes in my life. So I just try to give them as best as I can, the guidance, and
Hmm.
tell them really it all boils down to me making good decisions daily,
Hmm.
So because before I used to make the bad decision,
Sure. No, yeah,
and
yeah,
now
yeah.
I make better decisions. So I try to give it to them in a language that they'll understand. And a lot of my music, there are definitely messages, and some people don't understand it, but the people that I'm talking to, they
Hmm.
get it clear.
Yeah. Let's talk a minute about your music and how you've kind of grown as an artist
Hmm.
a bit. Your latest single,
Oh yeah, that's different.
that is a little
Yeah,
different.
oh, definitely
That's
different.
a little different, but I mean, so I kind of feel like, you know how to go hard, but you also know how to party.
Yeah, 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 definitely. But lately I found myself not, excuse me, not necessarily writing off of emotions.
Gotcha.
So usually when I write off of emotions, if I'm sad, I write something sad. If I'm mad, then I write something kind of like my song "Enemy of the State." I'm just
Mm.
mad,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then the "Spread Your Wings" is a song that about me telling my story and some of the things that I went through, but encouraging people that might be going through those situations now that
Hmm.
you can pull yourself out of it.
Hmm.
And my current single is titled "We Came to Party," and that is definitely a party song.
Hmm.
So it's
An
just,
anthem almost?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it definitely is, man. So I like to think it's something like a poppy Pitbull Flow Rider kind of and it's just me. I've always experimented with my sound. I like to think that I'm a songwriter,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be just in one certain genre of music. I don't want to just be like a gangster rapper or a trap rapper,
Mm.
because I I think I can flip it and get creative now.
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, man. So my current sound is definitely highly influenced by my current producer, and I got to shout him out.
Oh, please do.
It's Who Done It Beats, man, and it's my current producer. So I took the advice of a lot of industry professionals, and I got with a producer, and we started building this new sound together. So,
Yeah.
so I got a project coming out. Uh, I need to finish 2 songs, but it's the whole entire project was recorded by and produced by Who Done It Beats. So
No way.
yeah, everything.
So
man.
here in town?
Yeah, he works out of my office, man.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got the Rhymacide headquarters, the logo on the wall. I was proud of that.
No, you should be. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's no one who hustles so much that I've seen that hustles as much as you do.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that because I want to talk to you, and especially how you're able to incorporate that into how you reach out to other people and teach them ropes.
I definitely I try to do that.
But I want to stay a little bit in the music a bit, and what has, I guess when I think about rap and hip hop in the game, like how has Indianapolis responded to you, and what do you think of the hip hop community that we have here? I feel like it's actually pretty strong.
It is.
And
it is, man. We have some amazing talent, but not just hip hop, but we do have some amazing talent, man. And I think that things have definitely gotten better as far as over the years, though. Things have definitely gradually gotten better. Technology has changed, and a lot of these organizations and venues are realizing that, man, hip hop is the biggest thing in the world. If you don't incorporate it, you ain't gonna miss out. And there are different subgenres in hip hop as
there
well.
are.
So.
Yeah, ton. Do you feel like that? I feel like back in the day, when I think about the 80s and 90s, that there was a particular sound for each region.
Oh, yeah,
and there
definitely.
was definitely a particular Midwest sound when it came to rock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there a Midwest sound for hip hop, or I feel like
I think now
it's pretty broad.
Yeah, I think now because of the internet, we're all interconnected now, and a lot of the slang. We don't get me wrong, Indy still has their slang and stuff like that, but I noticed that Atlanta and it's like the Black Hollywood, man, and they have so much of a stronghold on hip hop right now, and it's heavily influencing a lot of sounds, but you can find what you're looking for because most of the artists that I know, they have what I would call their own sound. They don't sound like the more popular rappers, but it's still dope. So I don't know if Indy has a certain sound, but we definitely are a melting pot. And I know a bunch of diverse artists, though.
Let's talk about your sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. No,
good,
it's all right.
man. No worries.
No, but I want to talk about what you do at Can Can.
Oh, okay.
Your open mic that you do there that you've put together. You're very involved in the community.
I try to be the change that I want to see in the local arts community in general, but the music community specifically.
Yeah.
I just try to be the change that I want to see. I try to I tell people all the time, the more I get, the more I give. So when you give me an opportunity, you're giving a lot of other artists opportunities as well. So the thing at Can Can, man, is I had a comedy show over at Can Can. One of the comics that I booked was Big Mike G. His name is Michael Gauld, and he's a vet. And he asked me after our show, he was like, hey, man, I'd like to do something over here. So I hooked him up with the owner of the facility, and we worked it out. So now we've been going strong for close to a year. And it's a comedy open mic, but we feature a musical guest, and I invite a musical guest from either somebody that I've watched throughout the years, or somebody that I've just been watching on the internet. I'll reach out to them and tell them how amazing our audience is, because the audience is really receptive. Like, you can really literally check your Shazams later on that night. Because most of our audience, they just there for a show. Yeah. And that's what makes, I think, it special, and it's a nice facility as well. So
You recently had someone on that I've been kind of keeping an eye on, and she's going to be on the show here next month. Anna Owens,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
Anna, man.
and I was listening to her album. The girl can drop some rhymes.
No, Anna's up, and that's what I was telling you about the
Yeah,
uniqueness.
yeah.
So, upon seeing Anna, you would think she was typical singer, songwriter,
Mm-hmm.
and then she breaks out rapping with the acoustic guitar. So, no, Anna's she's a dope young lady. I saw her last night, actually, man. We were supposed to have a show, but no, Anna's dope, man, and I'm gonna do some things for Anna as well too,
Mm-hmm.
man, because I like to I like the fact that she's young and I can guide her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
give her some knowledge that'll make her path a little more easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, I really like Anna.
Yeah, well, that kind of goes back to how you're working within the community and working with other artists.
Hmm.
But you haven't limited yourself to just hip hop artists. You're willing to
No,
work with
man.
everybody.
Man, I like I said, for me, I just want to normalize push and play on Indiana music. Just push play. Just give it a chance. You might discover your next favorite band or rapper or whatever. So I feel like, well, I personally know that we all, even the majors, we all have access to, we all use the same equipment.
Mm-hmm.
We all use the exact same equipment, so they don't have anything that we don't have. The labels tend to take care of the marketing, so they have a bigger budget.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they don't have anything that access to anything that we don't have, and I just try to teach the artists that I encounter that you have access to everything that I, because most of the majors that I, people that are signed
Mm-hmm.
that I've talked to, they wish that they could be independent because they didn't have creative control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, do you find that being an independent artist allows you to have that ability to kind of flow in between different genres within hip hop? That, I mean, you truly have freedom as an artist.
Man, I could write a song tonight and put it out. It'd be on Spotify tomorrow. So times are different. Like, and with me being independent, like nobody's really telling me what I can and what I can't do. I'm just doing what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a love for just the art of music and just creating. So it's fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's challenging. It's fun, and I meet some amazing people, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tell me what you think about the Indianapolis scene in general, whether it's, I mean, just music in general, and your history with it. And I don't know. I that's what I try to get
right,
into with some of my guests, is really trying to get their feel for the
yeah,
Indianapolis music scene, because, you know, there have been some movements corporately to try to
yeah,
engage with the Indianapolis music scene and try to boost it a bit. But it seems like right now there is this, one, I don't know what's going on with that,
right.
and two, it seems like the artists themselves are trying to take it, you know, take the steps themselves to really kind of get out there. Like there's a real energy.
Yeah. Well, you definitely you have to be self promoting on any aspect. Even if you someone does book you, you've gotta learn what's important to the venue. You got to learn what's important to the promoter. And if you're promoting yourself, then you know you got to sell tickets. So some kind of way you have to generate money. So, you know, none of it happens for free. The money comes from somewhere. But if you don't have the money, but you have the hustle, you're gonna get out there and try to sell these tickets. You're gonna post consistently on social media
Hmm.
because that's the wave. I mean, we have to utilize all of our tools, and a lot of them don't. They're free. They don't cost anything. So, in order to grow our audience, so
So here's my question for you,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and here's where I'm. If I'll be honest, I'm asking for advice.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. That's what I do, man.
That's so. How do you, if you're hustling on social media, like I hustle like crazy on
You
social.
do, you do.
You've seen what I do, whether it's for Voices of Indy, whether it's for myself. You know, I'm pushing hard, but at the same time, it's hard to get people to shows. You know,
It is.
What do you suggest for people who put in the hustle? Because I mean, there are definitely some people out there who are promoting like crazy,
Yeah.
and yet they still have a hard time
So
getting people to show up.
I use a bunch of different tactics, man. One of my tactics is I'm pretty good at ads.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty good but not a lot of money, so 20, 30 bucks on Facebook, Instagram ads, and I target the right people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm targeting people that may be interested in what I have to sell, which is my
Sure.
art.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and then I still do traditional flyers and hit the streets and things like that. But I think more importantly than anything is collaboration, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like a podcast like this, I think that you could, but well, you don't have to tell me because I know how to love you. I pay attention to the people that I deal with, and I know what's important to them. So if you got a show going on, I'm going to share it with my audience because somebody in my audience is possibly interested in
Sure.
that,
Yeah.
and my audience, they respect my music advice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I definitely think like collaborating with other people, and sometimes you just reach out to them. Most people don't know. That's the thing. So it's like you get into a relationship and you expect this individual to automatically know how to love you, but they don't because they've never loved you before. So I think that you're teaching your audience how to love you. Like, hey, this is how you love me. You consume my content. You share my content. You come to my shows. You share the important things. But I also think that when you can reach out to your other people like me and be like, hey, Kelvin, I got a show coming up. Can you pub it for me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually gonna do it anyway.
Sure.
But other people may just not know.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just ask them, So even with the thing at Can, we have like a circle of people that they just know. Soon as we start firing it off, soon as I design a flyer, fire it off, they things shared 200, 300, 400 times. And the truth of the matter is, we don't necessarily need a bigger audience because we already packed every week. But we have new acts every week, and I want to give them the same respect and the same, So I think, man, collaboration is key, man. I think reaching out to other artists that understand that your goal is just to grow the local music scene and the interest in it and to get people to push play. Everybody's not going to get it, but the people that do, that's what matters, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Well, I want to push play on a couple of your tracks. So tell me, what songs are we going to be listening to, and what should we know about them? That not just that you've performed these for us.
Yeah. So remember I told you I was writing off emotions prior to.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the songs that I performed tonight is On Fire, and it's just grimy, gritty, DMX type of song, and I'm just talking my shit.
Yeah.
It's like my catchphrase says, killing them lyrically. I'm just playing with the vocabulary, playing with the rhyme scheme, and just having fun with it, and you want me to tell you about the next song?
No, sure, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear.
And
hear about them all.
so the On Fire is kind of like the anger or the fuck you.
Yeah.
And then the second song is titled Spread Your Wings, and it's kind of like a spiritual song, not religious, but definitely spiritual. And it's about my story in a nutshell and how I was able to overcome some of my life's pitfalls. And basically it's talks about how like I went through homelessness, how I was sick because I was a diabetic, didn't know I was a diabetic, was neglecting
man.
myself. And then I was able to pull myself out, and, things are a lot better. My life is a lot better. I'm a lot happier as a human being. So,
Sure, yeah.
so
And you have
yeah.
a special guest on that particular track.
Oh, yeah. My homegirl, Books, the Soul Scholar. Well, I think she calls herself now
A Girl Called Books.
A Girl Called Books.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Books is dope. Everybody know that name, Books. Books has a big voice. When you heard it,
yeah.
you would never think that a little woman like that would be.
Oh, she hits those notes beautifully.
So yeah, man. Me and Books used to hang out, man, when she was in college, man, and now Books is a really, really dope artist, man, without a doubt, man.
Yeah, no, and she's performing out locally too when she's not working at the Arts Council.
Yeah,
so
I know she's busy now. So, but yeah, no, Books she's man. As far as an artist, man, that girl is, she's raw, man.
Yeah,
so,
she is. She is. Well, we are going to take a break and listen to these tracks from Reckless Rhymacide, and we'll be right back here in a couple minutes and enjoy the show.
I'm on fire, this is not a drill, this is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah, I'm on fire, this is not a drill, this is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah. It's like hell opened up, I'm no longer a resident. I'm rhymicidal, by now that should be evident. I don't do this shit for likes or views, either pay me or end up on the nightly news. I'm from a crime-ridden, drug-stricken city. Always been a bad boy and I ain't talking Diddy. I got love in these streets, sell drugs or don't eat. And when I got the plug, I put mugs on their feet. I don't owe a nigga nothing, I'm debt free. I keep a pistol close by to protect me. I'm unsigned, never scribbled on a dotted line. I'm on an independent grind, I want all mine. I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah, I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah. I'm a business, it's gonna cost just a witness, but don't get added to my hit list. I will end your career, nigga, then crack a beer, nigga. Rhymacide, we are what they fear, nigga. Then do my money dance, I don't wear them funny pants. In 1 month I made 100 bands. You can't tell me, you don't smell me. I'd rather be feared than love, Machiavelli. Open your eyes, you see that I am something special. I've been spitting heat for years, I've been a vessel. I believe in rhymacide, that is my religion. I eat competition like Jordan's fish and chicken. Yeah, I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah, I'm on fire, this is not a drill. This is not a false alarm, this shit is for real. You can see the flames from my mouth when I talk, and you can see the smoke from my shoes when I walk. Yeah.
What's ahead if you remain on the
tried to take my life. Married to a cheating wife, sick from not eating right. Couldn't get a job cause I got too many felonies. Lost my homeboy, rest in peace, Edward Beverly. I gave my mama hell, I was in and out of jail. Been interrogated, never once did I tell. I've been through the struggle, all I know is hustle. This ain't just a song, these are pieces of my puzzle. I understand, from where you stand, you can't see the whole picture. You're not alone, I was standing at that stove with you. It's a setup, I want you to get up. We can break the cycle, first you gotta step up. Don't be a statistic, you ain't gotta die. Everyone is gifted, you just gotta try. I'm not the one to preach, I'm just trying to teach. If you let me, I can help you make it out them streets.
Ain't never gonna make it if you don't try. Lift your head and try your eyes. Life is hard, I ain't gonna lie. Spread your wings, tell me how you gon' fly. Never gonna make it if you don't try. Lift your head and try your eyes. Life is hard, I ain't gonna lie. Spread your wings, tell me how you gon' fly.
Nothing political, but this message is critical. I pray daily, I'm spiritual, yeah lyrical. They lock us up in cages for ages like beasts. And right before we die, they release us to the streets. It's all fun and games until they come get you. When that cell close, you find out who's really with you. No money for commissary, no mail. The ones you ran with won't post your bail. How easy they forget, out of sight, out of mind. I wish you the best, these are troubled times. I've been woke, I ain't no joke, I study Rakim. If you know the old me, I am not him. Eyes wide open, my vision is clear. I saw the judge give my cousin 75 years. I ain't scared straight, I just want better for me and mine. There's no sun now, but eventually it'll shine.
Ain't never gonna make it if you don't try. Lift your head and try your eyes. Life is hard, I ain't gonna lie. Spread your wings, tell me how you gon' fly. Never gonna make it if you don't try. Lift your head and try your eyes. Life is hard, I ain't gonna lie. Spread your wings, tell me how you gon' fly. Spread your
Well, that was Reckless Rhymacide. We just heard a couple of great tracks from him. Thank you so much for performing those tracks for us tonight,
I appreciate you having me, man.
Like I said, I want to go back and talk about your hustle and talk about how you get your music out there, because, and not just your music, your merch. You got merch like crazy.
Yeah, I definitely sell a lot of merch, and I advise all artists to with the decline of physical music, CDs, and we know vinyl has
it's
become
come back a bit, yeah.
But it's expensive and it's a long process to create it. So one of the things that I did is I got some CDs of some of my songs to make money. So, and I released them as a limited edition. So I only did 100 CDs and I sold all 100 of them.
No way.
In one day.
No way.
Yeah. I had it at the Missing Brick, and I had a CD release party, a CD signing, and we captured some really dope content, man. And I sold all 100 CDs in one day.
I think I saw that reel that you did about it.
Yeah. So it's on my Instagram, man, and YouTube. Because I always keep my videographer with me as well.
That's smart. Well, your videographer's not here.
No, you know what? He came over my house and I was on my way. So he had to do some daddy duties.
Okay.
But other than that, but normally,
you're tailed.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah. Like I literally pay this guy not to move out of town. That's how amazing. It's a long-standing joke, but that's how important like Whodunit Beats is to
Sure.
my career as well. Because he's my audio engineer. He does most of my production, and he does most of my video work. You know, sometimes it's just like random footage or whatever. And I really think some of the stuff I never see again. So I think he's kind of doing like that documentary thing.
Oh, yeah.
For later, because some of this stuff I'll be like, what happened to that? You know, he'd be like, it's in my camera, I got it. But I never see it again. So hopefully he's putting something together, you know, to surprise me on down the line because my brand is definitely growing. Like you said, I get quite a few bigger stages, but I
What's the biggest stage you've played?
so far Slamology.
Wow.
Yeah, Slamology's a big car and music festival. Takes place out at Lucas Oil Raceway out in Brownsburg. So one of the organizers that reached out to me and said that, man, I've been watching you for a couple years now. And he was like, man, what made me choose you, man, is your drive. He was like, man, you never stop. And he was like, I know you got to get frustrated sometimes, but he was like, you just never give up. And that's just my, that is probably one of my superpowers is I don't give up, man. I find a workaround. Or I go over it, or I just don't stop, man. And rarely ever, man. I wake up in the morning checking my email, seeing who. So for me, you have the music industry, and then you have the music business, and I try to pay attention to the music business because we as artists, we invest so much into our music, but we don't really see a return on our investment like that.
So true.
This is one of the few things, you know. So I get creative. The way my mind works is I'm going to sift through the BS and find the diamonds. And so another thing that I did was I got 15 music videos. So I'm not hitting the numbers on YouTube as far as the views. I'm getting views, but that's an astronomical number. And some of the people that hit that number hit it back in the days when it was only YouTube. And so I took all of my music videos. I'm like, man, I probably got $10,000-$20,000 tied up in this. What can I do to generate some money? So once again, me and my buddy Whodunit, we sitting at the office brainstorming. And I said, you know what? I said, man, we could put these music videos together, add some commentary, some backstory in between each one, me explaining what's going on and, you know, the story behind it. And we could take it to the movie theaters. And it's a film. And so this is how I started with my relationship with Can. So I went to Can and I told them what I had. They had no questions asked. I went on a Sunday and they were like, thank you for coming in. Absolutely, you can do it here. And I sold out 2 shows.
No way.
Yeah, man. Yep. And that's where my relationship with Can, because they gave me a chance. And so I'm loyal to them.
Now I can tell, and they really, I mean, one, it's a great spot.
Yeah, it is.
And two, to be able to kind of sell that thing out for your film, but then also every Tuesday night, I mean, that place always is looking full.
50, 60 people, man, every Tuesday night, man. But like I said, I'm a pretty good marketer, man. I like to tell people how to love me. And what's important to me is just support me. And some of it's free. And it could, because if you support me, I'm going to support you, you know, and I have a lot of resources and a lot of, you know, influential people that are, you know, on my side. So I'll just tell people all the time, the more I get, the more I give, you know, so even the same thing with you, you know what I'm saying? You give me this opportunity to tell my story, so I'm going to tell everybody about this amazing studio that we're recording in and this amazing guy named Josh Gillespie that I met, you know what I mean? So that's how that works.
Well, I appreciate that, Reckless.
Hey, man,
Mind if I
that's-
just call you Reckless?
Yeah.
So when you hustle, you're not just hustling for yourself. You're hustling for a community.
Yeah. I hustle for the community, man. I just want people to push play. Kind of like, because back in the days, I remember a lot of record stores. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to put us in a section, and it would say local music. It was like a little counter, and I'm thinking, oh no. I was like, well, my name starts with R, so put me right next to the R's. I mean, just mix me in, Put me next to Jay-Z,
Yeah.
I think I'm that dope.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm that dope, and hopefully
Well, you gotta be. You gotta feel that way, yeah.
Everything is I put some thought into even my cover art because I put myself in a consumer's mind, like what made me buy music that I had never heard before. This was before Sam Goody.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
And it was the cover. It was if it was a cool cover, I would take a chance on it. So it's the same thing now with the streaming platforms. It's clickbait. So if the cover art is pretty cool and it's subjective, but I think that people are quicker to push play on it as well. So, yeah.
Do you find that playlisting is good for artists, especially locally, and building that connection?
Yeah, I think playlists are really dope, but I personally like to curate my playlist because I really listen to the music, but I don't judge the music. Long as it's recorded, the quality is good. That's all that I care about because I want my listeners to still have a good experience. But so I create playlists based around, obviously, things that I'm involved, like the Big Mike G's comedy. I got a playlist of all my musical guests that have music on like Spotify and stuff like that, and I push that from time to time, and I advertise that playlist so that more people discover that playlist. And if we are connected in that way, and then I have another playlist that's just like all Indiana artists that these are just random artists. A lot of these artists I never met, but I just want to provide value to them, and then hopefully they'll pay attention to what I got to say.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to promoting the Voices of Indy playlist, which I only started promoting this year.
Oh, no. But I went on there. I'm telling you, man, when I could connect with somebody, I dig, I start to meddle in their life and see what all they got. So I saw that, man.
Yeah, so you're going to be on it now.
Oh, man, I appreciate it,
Volume
man.
3, that it is like you with the Can and the Big Mike G's
But
event.
I think playlisting definitely adds value. It not necessarily immediate all the time, but over time, yeah, definitely playlisting adds value. And the cool thing about playlisting, and since, this is a digital world we live in, when they search for you, they find me. And when they search for me, they find you. And that's kind of like that collaborative thing that I was saying. And so like when you release this and people are searching for Reckless Rhymacide, and so I pay attention to how many times they've searched for me, and I have like a Google alert on my name. So I get it. Yeah, man, you got to pay attention. And so this will pop up, and all the other people that just tap in, because the fans are different. Some will reach out and say, hey, I love what you do. Some just sit back and they just love it, but they never
consume.
So man. So as an answer to your question, man, I think playlists are very, very important. But I think that if you get a chance and you have the opportunity, still create some CDs. They're inexpensive and people do buy them. People want collector's items. So I think that companies like disc makers and stuff like that still manufacture CDs, man, I think that people are always gonna want a collector's item, man. So I definitely advise people to still do that.
I still have. I actually recently pressed my first album onto CD.
Did you? Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I
just
think.
one to have merch. Only 50.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
what you
truly is.
do.
It's a limited run.
But that's what makes it so special. Is that long after we all gone, man, somebody's still gonna have them. Cause like one CD that me and Loke did, man, this was our first little EP. I mean, this was years ago. Man, I searched Reckless Rhymacide and they selling it like over in Japan.
No way,
Bro, they got the hard copy. And the crazy thing is like we had designed a cover in like print shop. So I could see how in the world do you have an original copy of this CD?
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, man. So we never know where any of this stuff is going, man.
No, that's true. That's true. What advice would you give somebody who is, whether they're in the hip hop game or any other, they're just an artist here in Indianapolis trying to break through?
Right.
You know, what advice would you give
Well,
someone who's just starting out?
first of all, I would definitely say get involved in the communities. Go perform. Go bang these open mics. Go bang every mic that you can. Go to karaoke. A lot of them are free. You have some that have a little fee, but the majority of the time it's like $5 to $20, so it's well worth it. But I'd suggest go to get in the music community. Like I said, open mics and karaoke would be my start. And you're gonna meet the people that you need to meet at those kind of places. Because even my life now, I tell people all the time, I party with a purpose. If it's a function that is centered around local music, which is what I care about, I'm going to go to it. You know what I'm saying? For it to be a national act, you know, it's just got to be somebody that I really, really want to go see. Because right now, I'm so Indiana, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is kind of a two-part question. Who has been your favorite Indiana artist that you've come across over, let's say, in the last 10 years? And secondly, who's been your favorite artist to perform at your open mic?
Oh, man. I'm going to probably get in trouble. But there are several guys, man, I'm just going to give them shouts out, man, because these guys, I think that they go hard. When I meet them, I'm a fan of their hustle as well. So I'm going to shout out my homeboy Nicky Neptune for sure, man. I'm going to shout out Skip without a doubt, man. These two guys go hard, man. These guys they go just as hard as me, if not harder, man.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys are out here working, and they definitely starting to see a return on their investments because they so active, man. They always clapping. They the loudest one clapping. You know what I'm saying? Supporting other people. You know, so as a return, people support them. Yeah, but that's definitely. And then as far as my favorite artist at the Can. There's so many dope ones that come through, and I don't know where these people are going in life, but I'm glad that they stopped and I was able to give them a platform. But by far, man, probably is going to be either my brother, Loke Rhymacide. Now, he's amazing. I'm definitely a fan of him, man. And then my homegirl, Sounds of Shy Ray, a.k.a. Terry Crooney. Everybody know how tight me and her are.
Didn't she? You just did a show with her, didn't you?
Yeah. So we perform a lot together, but she's because we have a song together, but she's just a really dope individual all around, but an amazing songstress. So I definitely think that Sounds of Shy Ray is definitely one of my favorite performers that have came through Big Mike G's Comedy Open Mic, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we've talked so much about your activism. I don't know if that's the right word, but your activity
know,
within
man.
the local community and your support, your overwhelming support, not just of the Indianapolis music community, but of yourself. I feel like we have almost glossed over the fact that you are a musician, even though we've played a couple of your songs. What should we know about Reckless Rhymacide, the musician?
Oh, man. I'm passionate about just the creative process, man, and I challenge myself. And if you dig into my catalog, you'll see that I don't really fit in a genre. Like I'm all over the board, man. One time I had a song that was kind of like a belly dancing song,
Nice.
so I'm just kind of like all over the board, and I'm just having fun. I love the creative process, man, and I love to try to help other up and coming musicians navigate this stuff, because it can be treacherous waters out there.
It can be.
It can
oh my
be.
goodness.
It doesn't have to be, though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Well, we've come to the part of the show where I actually do need to drop in the second advertisement.
Oh, that's fine, man.
So, and that advertisement is for the Engine Room Recording Company, where we're doing this awesome show. And the Engine Room Recording Company is located in Broad Ripple Village, just north of Indianapolis, and they specialize in making your projects go. Podcasters, bands, audio bookers, rappers, singers, songwriters, and everyone in between, the Engine Room Recording Company has the engineers, the equipment, and the environment to fuel your projects. Check out Broad Ripple's recording studio by visiting for more information on their services, artists they've recorded, and gear they have at engineroomrecordingcompany.com. And be sure to visit their Instagram page by searching at Engine Room Recording Company. Reckless, what have we missed? Has there been anything that
I don't
that
think
you
so,
want
man.
to cover that we haven't covered?
I don't think so, but I just advise whatever artists that watch this, just try to help out your fellow artists in any way, shape, or form that you can. We stronger together. We need each other, and I don't care what style of music you do. Whether it's jazz, blues, calypso, beatbox, instrumental, techno. I mean, we all need each other, man, as a community, man. And I think that that's how cities like Atlanta, became so hot, is that they were pushing each other. Hey, I don't got a show tonight, but you know what? My homeboy Josh is playing over at this spot. Let's go over and check him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's be the loudest ones in the room cheering for him. And I think that if we get a lot more people on board to clap for others when it's your turn, you're going to have a lot more people clapping for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's incredible advice, and I couldn't agree more. Where can people find you online?
Oh, man, you can just type the word in Rhymacide. It's RHYMACIDE. You can just literally type it in Google, but or go to my personal website, which is rhymacide.com. It has the merch, links to the music. It's pretty much, everything is on there, man. One time I lost my social media.
Oh, no.
Bro. Yeah, one time I lost my social media. So I also encourage every artist, and I'm not getting any money for this, but I'm going to say create you a Bandzoogle account, or, one of these accounts where you can build a little website. Because one time I lost my social media and I was running ads and everything. I was up to 11,000. This was 3 years ago. Followers that I've built up running ads and and Facebook. So I tell people all the time, we don't own those social media platforms. They just tools. You always want to have something that you do control, which is your website or whatever. Things that maybe Facebook says you can't post this, but I can post whatever on my website. So I always advise artists, don't rely totally on social media, man. Definitely when you can't afford to, or create something that you control, man.
Yep, absolutely. I have a bandzoogle myself. So,
Oh yeah.
I got
Well,
just in case.
Since we talking music,
Sure,
I think personally that they are the best for what we do. They understand what we need as artists, and it's pretty easy to build it.
It is.
So
No, I agree. I agree. Well, we've come to the end of the show.
yeah.
This has been such a rewarding time.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Thank you
man.
so much for being on the show. And real quick, I asked your brother this, and he gave a definition.
What's that?
But for those who may have missed that episode, what does rhymacide mean?
Killing them lyrically, man. Hip hop is competitive for us, competitive in a fun way. We grew up in that era, and so I challenge our artists, man. I put my work in. I think that I'm unmatched. I think my vocabulary is superb.
Love it. Reckless, thanks for being on the show this
man.
week. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh, man.
And I believe that our next group is the Arc of Ethylene. They will be coming on the following week. And so I hope you enjoyed this week. I certainly enjoyed this week. This was a fantastic interview. I had a great time. We got some great music from Reckless Rhymacide. Check him out on Instagram. Seriously, no one beats this guy's hustle. No lie. Thank you again for being on the show.
Hey, man, I appreciate what you do, man, for indie artists, man. And that's INDY.
That's right. INDY. So we'll be back again next week when my guest will be the Arc of Ethylene. And again, thank you, Reckless Rhymacide, for being on the show.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, Josh.
You're welcome. We'll be back next week. Thanks.